In this guide, we're going to have a look at how to create this 4-panel window. We're looking to create more of a realistic looking window where it's more three-dimensional than just the flat ones that we've started as our beginner. To start, we're going to draw a rectangle. So I'm going to get my rectangle tool. When I click and drag to draw, one thing that you'll notice is when you're actually on a square, so when it's a perfect square, you get that diagonal line across. So I'm going to make my window a perfect square. This is where we're going to learn a new tool that we haven't used before. So I'm going to get what's called the offset tool. Okay. If you don't see the offset tool, click your 3 dots for your menu, and you will see the offset tool is this one here. It's like a double arc with an arrow. Okay. Now, what the offset tool does is it creates an offset or like a copy of the shape that you've selected, either smaller, so I've clicked now and dragged, or slightly larger. So in this case, I'm going to make it a little bit larger. So now I'm starting to put a border or frame around my window. I next want to divide into my 4 panels. So I'm going to get my line tool and I'm simply going to divide the middle square in 4. I'm going to go midpoint to midpoint and midpoint to midpoint, left, right. You see now I've got my 4 windows. I'm going to go back and utilize the offset tool again. I'm going to make a slight inset border for my panels. So you can see here, this is a common mistake or common challenge that students face. This house is actually selected. You can see that by the dots. So if I use the offset tool now, it's actually generating an offset of that shape. So I don't actually want to do that. I'm going to press this, I'm going to undo. What I need to do is select nothing. So I'm going to deselect, I'm going to get my select tool, and I'm going to click on nothing. So there's nothing here in the sky or the ground, right? So I'm going to deselect. Now you'll see my dots have gone. Now I can go back to my offset tool and you can see now I can choose my panels. So I'm going to click and drag in. Now the simple and easiest way to recreate the same offset that I just did is by simply double clicking. SketchUp remembers the last thing you did. So you can do this, you can use it with the push pull tool. You can just simply double click and it will push pull items the same distance you did previously. Now I can erase my center 4 lines. And then I can simply push, pull, and add materials to create a more realistic one. One nice tip is that if you add a material, so you add a texture to the outside. So I'm going to make this a wooden window. So let's see if I can get out. I'm going to get my glass. I like to use this translucent glass here. You can see through my house. And then I'm going to find some wood. So scroll down, go to wood. And I'll just pick this one here for the outside. And then I'll pick a slightly lighter color one just for the inside. Now, the reason why I'm showing this is I've applied these before doing any push pulling. And because I've done that, when I push pull these surfaces, the extra surfaces I create already have that texture. So then it makes my job afterwards a lot easier. I'm going to push pull this slightly just to add a slight 3-dimensional shape